Good evening, and welcome to another edition of High Point University's Panther Report. My name is Stephen Fay, with Courtney Leopold and Kevin McMahon. This week has been quite a wild week for the Tar Heel Nation.
Yes, it has been. UNC beat Gonzaga 71-65. A pretty crazy game. Let's roll the clips to see what happened in the final minutes. As you can see, they were basically neck and neck most of the second half, but as most people have been saying, it was a really weird, slow game until those last seconds.
Well, I think the thing is, it was a close game. It wasn't a good game, and that's a hot take, maybe, but it was real slow. There was a lot of fouls, and each team couldn't really get into a rhythm of the game, and just some really bad decision-making made at the end of the game. I love that decision to go dunk it, not bring it back out. I thought that was a great move. But I thought Gonzaga was the last 20 seconds hindsight's 2020, but the last 20 seconds of that game were horribly mismanaged. And UNC cannot make a free throw to save their life in this tournament. They showed that, so I would have been fouling the whole way. 6 championships for the UNC Tar Heels, so 3 for Roy Williams. So if you're in Chapel Hill, you got to be happy. Me, I'm not happy at all. I'm upset. I hate it. But hey, good for them.
Yeah, good for them. Yeah, how did you feel about it, Steven?
No, I was happy for North Carolina. They lost last year on the buzzer beater against Nova, so it was nice to see them come back this year.
Redemption, as you'll see on every T-shirt and poster. Yeah.
Right.
One quick thing is a big shout out to Gonzaga, the original mid-major, the original Cinderella. Coming all the way in, their mid-major team finally made it to that #1 seed and made it all the way. They never won, so it's tough for me to be like, oh, congratulations to the guy who have 6, you know what I mean? Yeah. They haven't had any, so they just made it. So, the kennel was barking, but not loud enough, unfortunately. But, hey, congratulations, great season for the Bulldogs.
Definitely.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Now that college basketball is done, it's time now to move into baseball season. Opening day was just the other day, and the stadiums across the country are up and running again. Let's talk about baseball these past couple days. Yeah,
my Yankees lost.
How about Derek Jeter and Jeb Bush going at it for the Miami
Marlins?
That's off the
Oh my gosh! But you know what? I've read something today. Derek Jeter made about $400 million in his career, and then with tax. Over his entire career, it's the span of a career. But then $220 million after taxes, because taxes. But he can't afford the full $1 billion. So what is he going to do? Is he going to take a stake? I think he should own a team. He's like the best in the league. He is the key icon of baseball for our generation.
Yeah, Derek Jeter is, I've been known to pray to him. The guy's unbelievable. He is baseball, in my opinion. I'm a Yankee fan also. So I hope Jeter buys the Marlins. If we go back quickly to MLB, anything grabbing your guys' eye? How about Madison Bumgarner, Hickory native? So am I. Yeah. Hitting 2 home runs as a pitcher. It was 2, right? Yeah, 2 home runs as a pitcher. Come on, that's unbelievable. And Tanaka for the Yankees, not so great. He's his Bathia. He's back, baby. That's Subway.
After his rehab.
After rehab.
Yeah. Actually, according to the stats, of 3 games, NL East is going to be the Nationals, NL Central is the Cubs, and NL West is the Rockies. They're in the lead for
That's
everybody.
surprising to me. Who would have thought the Rockies would be coming out of the West?
Of the 3 games.
Early on,
They had that kid, Trevor Story, who was on a roll last year, and then he got hurt. He was having Sanchez, what's his first name?
I know.
What's his first name? Gary Sanchez. Our team.
All right.
Yeah, he was having a Gary Sanchez moment before Gary Sanchez was even around. Yep. So Trevor Story is really going to I think he could take the Rockies into the playoffs and they could go on a run. So it could be a super exciting time to be in Denver, Colorado, and be a Rockies fan. So they got great fans. So I hope that happens. Have you seen that mascot, the dinosaur with the sequins? It's great.
Yes.
It is pretty good.
Mascot.
It is pretty good. On another note, High Point men's baseball is currently 14-14 overall. They won their game Tuesday against NC A&T 9-5. They are looking for an in-conference weekend series against the Campbell Camels. And how about the men's lacrosse team?
Oh, the High Point men's lacrosse team has had a rough run of things their past 2 games against Richmond and Mercer, which ended in overtime 12-13. They are looking for redemption Saturday against Bellarmine in Kentucky. So it'll be interesting. I think it's not over for the men's lacrosse team. I think they still got plenty of time, and they got a tournament. So if you can get hot in that conference tournament, anything can happen.
And I think it's the same thing with the baseball team right now, with 14 overall. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, tonight we have Dave back for another riveting edition of Esports Recap. Dave?
Riveting. Thank you. That's truly an honor. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Winchode, and you know where we are. It's David's Esports Spot. So let's jump right into it, because this week we're talking about one thing and one thing only. That is the massive Dota 2 tournament that took place over the weekend. And you heard it here first, guys. The Dota Asian Championships are over. And even though the DAC felt much too short, it was actually jam-packed with awesome games. So first, let's follow two storylines that made it so exciting to watch. And the first, of course, is OG. The two-time major winners were a clear favorite going in, and they were actually very dominant. Ana made usually very good, if sometimes questionable plays. Notel performed solidly. Fly was impeccable a drafter, as ever, if maybe a little too reliant on Naga. S4 is S4. The man's incredible no matter what. And Jerax's Rubik would have made Kuro jealous. So how did they lose? Well, that's our other great storyline, because you're looking at the video right here. IG beat OG in the grand final. Where did that come from? The only reason they were dropped to the lower bracket was because OG beat them 2-1 the first time. But before that, they looked solid as anything. This match, they just made a lot of small errors, so they fell. Well, that was their last game against OG. That was the one they lost. But after that, they didn't lose again. They swept Newbie in the lower bracket, then OG back in the grand final. Burning was flawless. OP made plays, and XXS made space. It was one of the best runs I've ever seen since Secret's group stage run at the same tournament last year, which was on a separate level. Now, for two moments that were better than any others, the first off is, of course, my man, Jackie Mao. His incredible ultra kill on AM in NP's last game against Liquid. It almost turned the game around for them, but in the end, Liquid was playing too good. Both teams ended up getting knocked out, but that play individually was insane. And the second was by IG, of course. You had to give it to XXS with an incredible 5-man on RP on Magnus to turn the fight around. It actually made me jump out of my seat. I was yelling so much. It was so sudden. The amount of patience that man had across all of his play was amazing. And he's a large part of the reason why IG went all the way. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back very soon to bring you more esports. And until then, back to you guys.
I have a quick, I hate to cut you off, but we just had the March Madness, and we had the Cinderella stories, Dave. So IG, the Cinderella coming through there.
Yeah, absolutely. No one expected
Nobody
from
expected
They
that.
were complete dark horse, just turned the whole thing around. It was insane.
16 seed IG?
Not 16, because there were some teams that were projected to do poorly and did poorly. But they were like 14, 13.
Oh.
I think that no one thought they had it in them.
How about IG? I loved it. That was awesome.
That was awesome. It really is riveting, those esports. Okay, well, back to the NBA. Let's talk about that Cavs-Celtics game the other night. What do you think of the Celtics' run this season? I mean, it's been pretty solid.
It's been incredible. I didn't expect them to be in the 2 seed, even to get into the 1 seed. I mean, I know they lost a tough one last night against Cleveland, but they still have a great chance of playing probably Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals and maybe advancing to the finals. We'll see.
What do you think, Kevin?
Yeah, well, I think last year they were, nobody could beat the Warriors last year. Nobody could.
No,
And
nobody
who was
could.
one of the teams that beat the Warriors last year? The Boston Celtics. So the Boston Celtics have shown they've been making all the right moves to get there. Isaiah Thomas, of course, is unbelievable. There's rumors, there's talks about getting Gordon Hayward soon in the summer, which would be awesome. They still have Jay Crowder right now. So I think everything is going great for the Celtics. And I think the Cavs should be shaking in their boots. I don't think it's like foregone conclusion that it's going to be Warriors-Cavs. I think it's a foregone conclusion it's going to be Warriors. I just don't think I'm not sold on the Cavs. I think it could very well be the Celtics in the final because I don't know. LeBron has been making a lot of excuses lately. So,
He has been. And also the Warriors, Durant's coming back this weekend, so it'll be interesting to see when he gets back on the court what happens. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be great. I think San Antonio will be also in the running for that Western Conference championship as well. So I could see San Antonio and Golden State going at it.
Yeah, definitely. That could definitely be a possibility too.
I could not agree more. Well, that's about all the time we have this evening. Thanks for joining High Point University's Panther Report. Next week we will be on a hiatus for Easter break, but check back for our last show in 2 weeks. For now, this has been a great show. And
Stephen Fay,
with
Courtney
me,
Leopold,
my bad.
Ken McMahon. Wow,
We'll
what a
see
Panther
you.
report.
See you in 2 weeks.
Again, everybody. Good work. Clap it up back here.
Have a good night.